Well, with Christmas coming up, you know that one thing that's most likely going to be in your house this holiday season, and that is the Christmas tree, just like the one right behind me. But that's not real. We're actually going to talk about a real Christmas tree with Dave Fleming from Greenleaf Landscapes. Thank you so much for coming in. Got a nice one right there.
Right, we'll put it up right here maybe in the next segment.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's probably going to be a big weekend for a lot of people choosing an indoor tree as opposed to an artificial tree. There's a lot of different selections. My favorite would be a Fraser fir or a balsam fir because they're more uniform, they're soft needled, and they hold their needles a lot longer. But we have white pine, which is a long, soft needle pine. We have spruce trees, Norway, blue spruce, and we have Scotch pine.
So when somebody's out at like one of those farms with just trees all around, what should somebody look for in the best tree to cut down?
Well, of course, everybody, you know, it's a kind of a family tradition for a lot. You know, they all go out and they try to pick the perfect tree. Probably the biggest thing you need to pay attention to is the trunk. You know, if there's a crook in it, or how big the base of the tree is, because you got to remember you got to put it in a stand. But you know, probably one of the biggest things people get hung up on, they look at all 360 degrees of it.
But you don't really need to.
No, but I think they forget that part of it, because probably 99% of the people, when they place a tree, one side of the tree is up against a corner or wall you'll never see. So if there's a defect, you know, on one of the sides, or a hole or some imperfection, keep in mind decorations or just the wall itself is going to block that view.
I mean, just here on set, I mean, like right behind me, we have a Christmas tree right here. I know it's fake, it's not real, but you don't see the whole 360 view of it. So if it was a real one, it would have been perfectly fine that it was like a bit bald on the back.
Correct. Unless, you know, it's in the center of the room, then that's something to look at. But you definitely want to make sure the base of the trunk is something that's manageable, that you can get in a stand and it's not going to be crooked and you're having a lot of struggle, you know, getting it straight. So
because we're trying to make the holiday season a little bit less stressful. I know so much is going on, but the tree is something you don't have to think too hard about.
Well, you know, the other night I was watching on national news, they had a great segment, how to transport your tree. Now, you know, the tree is aerodynamic. There's a pointy end and there's a base end. So when you're going down the highway, you want to make sure that generally the trunk is towards...
It's all the way out the back?
No, the trunk wants to be up by the hood. So when you're going, this is aerodynamic, so the wind's going this way across it. Then, of course, you want to make sure it's really tied down tight. Yeah, you need to pay attention. Even if you have a bed of a pickup truck, you know, you want to do the opposite of what you think.
Okay.
So because I could see them flying out of the trucks, even if it fits down in there, it becomes aerodynamic. So you want to make sure, you know, it's secure and you take it aerodynamically and the wind's going over it and not kind of through it and causing the limbs to catch all that.
Okay, well, those are some great tips right there. Honestly, just make sure that Christmas tree is tied down. But a little bit later on during Daybreak, we'll talk more about the best ways of taking care of a Christmas tree.
Correct.
So we'll have more on that later on, but we'll have more on Daybreak right after the break.